Hi, my name is Joanna Sanchez. I'm a Bill Gates Scholar, here from FAR, born and raised. I'm currently one of 40 Gates readers. There's 40 people from across the country that get selected to read your applications that you submit by January 15th. And I want to share with you some tips and some advice as to what we look for in these essays, because how you structure your essay, what you write in your essay is really, really important. And so I want to make sure that we kind of help you through that. I know there's 8 essays. It can be intimidating, but I want you to know that it's very much doable.
Essay number 1. Discuss the subjects in which you excel or have excelled. To what factors do you attribute your success?
Okay, in this essay, what we want to hear is a story incorporating the subject that you're good at. Tell me about how you've used the strengths in the subject to maybe help some of your fellow classmates, help one of your brothers and sisters. How is being good at this one particular subject something personal? Like, how do you incorporate that outside of just that classroom? We want to be able to see a little bit more of your personality, right? And how you're able to incorporate what you're learning in school and the things that you're good at in other phases of your life.
Essay number 4. Discuss your short and long-term goals. Are some of them related? Which are priorities?
Okay, with this essay, we kind of, again, want to know what is it that you want to do professionally speaking or academically. A lot of students talk about them wanting to go to college, get their degree, get a job, and then kind of talk about what they want to do, once they've got those degrees. And that's great. One of the common questions that I get is it okay to talk about family, starting a family, being a mom, being a dad, incorporating something like you wanting to give back to your community, wanting to give back to your family, helping out those people who helped you and supported you on your journey. All of that is very much welcomed. Being able to phrase that and to frame that in a way where you kind of paint a picture as to, of yourself and what you hope to accomplish is very powerful. So again, give me a story, give me like the big picture, which is your long term, but then also give me a game plan as to your short term. How are you going to get there, right? So kind of framing all of that for the reader is kind of what we're looking for.
Essay number 5. Discuss a leadership experience you have had in any area of your life: school, work, athletics, family, church, community, etc. How and why did you become a leader in this area? How did this experience influence your goals?
Okay, this is a really important essay for the reason that a lot of and students struggle with this essay as well. And that's because I think that we consider that leadership positions usually involve being class president, being involved in a lot of different school activities, being the team captain, or things like that. And sometimes people don't know that or don't realize that you can be a leader by being a leader in your household, be it that you have to take care of your brothers and sisters because your mom and your dad are working, being that you have to have a part-time job after school because you want to contribute to your family. That's being a leader. A leader can take many different can be done in many different roles, and so they're all very much valid. So you need to see. Everybody has a unique story. Finding those positions or those roles that you have or have had, and putting those down on paper is kind of what we're looking for. Again, everybody's unique. It's okay that you haven't had what people would consider the typical leadership role. But there's lots of ways to be a leader within school and outside of school.
Essay number 6. Discuss your involvement in any contributions to a community near your home, school, or elsewhere. Please select an experience different from the one you discussed in the previous question, even if this experience also involved leadership. What did you accomplish? How did this experience influence your goals?
Again, we want to hear about your personal story. And everything is valid. Any type of way that you've been involved in your community, in your church, with your family, with your school, it all counts. The idea is, don't just give me one or two sentences telling me that. You have to frame it in a way where you share with the reader more about yourself on a personal level, and kind of showcasing how it is that you see yourself being a leader, in the sense that what you do today influences how you're going to approach life in the future, right? So kind of sharing that kind of your perspective on that and why you do what you do. Share with us why you were compelled to go volunteer at the church Jamaica last fall. Why? Don't just tell me that you went and volunteered and you were there all weekend. Tell me a story. Why did you do what you did, right? What motivates you? What do you see yourself being able to contribute, and why? Those types of things, putting those down on paper and sharing that with us is what we hope to see. And something else that I would like to share is that just because the prompt says that you have up to 1,000 words limit, or between 500 and 1,000 words for your essay, doesn't mean you have to write 1,000 words. We're looking for a good essay, and a good essay doesn't have to be 1,000 words to be good. It can be 500 words and still be good. The idea is that it's concise, it shares your story, and it's just real, and it's about you. So don't feel you need to get to 1,000 words in order to have a good essay. There's no requirement.
Essay number 7. Other than through classes in school, in what areas, non-academic or academic, have you acquired knowledge or skills, and how?
Okay. Typical topics in this essay would be, being involved in a sport, being involved in your church. Some other types of topics or stories that we like to hear are how you learned a skill maybe from your father, from your mother, from an uncle. Like, let's say your dad's a mechanic and you spend time with him on the weekends working with him, and you've learned a lot about cars and how a mechanic shop works, or the different things that mechanics do. That's knowledge. If you babysit and you are in charge of putting your brothers and your sisters to sleep, or helping your brothers and sisters with their school work, or if you have to work because you have to help provide for your family, that's knowledge. Being a responsible individual that has that other people depend on, that's a job. That is knowledge. Those things are very much valid and very much accepted as essay topics. So I would say that please write about what makes you different, who you are. Share that with us. We want to hear that. We want to hear the personal stories. And again, everybody's story is different. So definitely look within yourself and look at your life, and don't be afraid to think that what you do is not good enough or not competitive enough with what other people say. It doesn't matter what other people's stories are. You need to talk about your story. And so that's kind of what we're looking for, uniqueness.
Essay number 8. Is there anything else you would like to tell us about that may help us evaluate your nomination? Personal characteristics, obstacles you have overcome.
This is my favorite essay. I'm going to be honest. I read my essays from number 8 backwards. I feel that essay number 8 is the essay that best showcases who you are. It allows me to look into your soul in a way, because it's the essay where you're allowed to share what has made your struggle or what has made your life what it is today, right? We all have gone through different difficulties throughout our life, and this is the opportunity that you get to share that with us. And I feel that it's one of the most powerful essays. It's one of the ones students struggle with the most to write, because sometimes it requires you to look deep and share that with people like us that you think are strangers. Some of the topics that people, talk about include really sensitive topics such as rape, death, alcoholism, addictions, suicides, a lot of very heavy kind of personal stories. But that's accepted. That's who you are. And I mean, that's whatever stories and whatever experiences have molded you. This is an opportunity for you to share that with the reader. Again, it's all confidential. Nobody, these stories don't get shared with anybody. But I do encourage you to really, be honest and share that with the reader. It really does impact, how we kind of, how we get to learn a little bit more about you. So again, I read for me, essays number 8 and 7 are really powerful. They're all very important and they're all equally important. But I feel that that's where you're able to kind of show us what makes you unique, and you can get as personal as you want.
Give us some advice regarding the recommender and the nominator. What are some tips or ideas that you can provide to us regarding the selection of the individuals that would be providing a letter of recommendation or be the nominator for a student?
Well, I think that who you choose to be your recommender and your nominator is really important. First of all, please don't wait till the very last minute to ask these individuals to be your recommender or nominator, because the process of them filling out the forms can be time intensive, and so you want them to be able to do a good job on the forms that they have to fill out, because who you choose really is important, because we put a lot of value on what they say about you. So choose wisely, don't wait till the last minute, and choose people that know you on a personal level, that can vouch for who you are, not only academically, but personally. I would say also that it would not be a bad idea to give them copies of your essays. Share with them the essays that you're submitting to the application or to the Gates Scholarship, because then that way they get to see a different side of you that maybe they don't normally see all the time. So that'll help them in putting together the forms or filling out the forms that they have to for the application. Again, choose people who know you. Do not wait till the last minute to ask them or to tell them, what forms to fill out. The idea is that these individuals play a huge role in terms of how your application is graded. So you want to make sure that you choose wisely and that you obviously give them the time to be able to do a good job. So yes, that's